Have you just been diagnosed with gestational diabetes and now wondering what you should eat? Well, in today's episode of Nourish, we're going to discuss some quick and easy diet tweaks that you can make to optimise your diet if you have GD. Stay tuned.
I've just been diagnosed with gestational diabetes recently. I was wondering, what would you recommend mums with gestational diabetes in terms of diet and fasting and everything?
Rates of gestational diabetes are skyrocketing, so if you've been diagnosed with GD, you're not alone. Although it's challenging, I've had many women confess to me over the years that it was actually a blessing in disguise. Being diagnosed with GD actually made them pay much more attention to their diet and lifestyle than they were doing, and now they and their baby are much healthier as a result. For those of you who are confused about what GD actually is, it's when your body is no longer producing the right amount of the hormone insulin to maintain the right amount of glucose in your bloodstream. Think of it like this. You want to get from home to the city. You walk down to the train station and wait for the next train. Finally, the train turns up, but it's so jam-packed that there's no way that you can squeeze on. So you have to wait for the next train. As you wait again, more and more people are crowding the platform. By the time the next train arrives, only a few people are able to squeeze on, but now there's even more people on the platform than there is room on the train. That's what it's like with GD. You want to get the glucose out of your bloodstream and into your body's cells so that it can do its job. But it gets stuck in your bloodstream because there's just not enough trains.
I'm just concerned because I have my glucose test coming up, and I'm just wondering if you've got any tips, what I can do to make sure things like gestational diabetes and things like that can be avoided.
The next question becomes, well, what can you do about it? Well, let me give you a few suggestions. Number 1, reduce the number of people allowed onto the platform. By building a gate at the entry to the platform, which only allows one person through at a time, it slows down the number of people allowed onto the platform. We can do this with your diet as well. Glucose is found in carbohydrate foods. So instead of eating all of your carbohydrates at once, you need to snack on them in small, regular amounts throughout the day. For example, let's look at the diets of Sally and Kelly. Sally skips breakfast, grabs a latte for lunch, then gets home from work and downs 4 crackers with cheese, a bowl of pasta, 2 slices of bread, followed by a tub of yogurt. Kelly, on the other hand, has crackers with cheese for morning tea, a sandwich made from 2 slices of bread at lunch, a tub of yogurt in the afternoon, followed by a bowl of pasta for dinner. Although they've both eaten the same food, Sally ate hers all at once, so her glucose will have a traffic jam and she'll end up with high blood glucose level readings. Whereas Kelly spreads her carbohydrates evenly through the day. So my suggestion is to plan your meal and snack times. Aim to have a nutritious meal or snack every 3 to 5 hours. You may like to set an alarm on your phone to remind you until you get into the habit. Okay, tip number 2. Allow important people onto the train first. If you can't get everyone to their destination, it's more important to allow the doctors and nurses to get to work than those who are just heading into the city for a day of sightseeing. Dietary-wise, we need to prioritise carbohydrate foods that provide our body with important nutrients that our baby needs. This means prioritising whole grains that provide our baby with B vitamins, dairy foods that provide our baby with calcium, and fruit which provides our baby with vitamins, over foods like potato chips, sugar and sweet biscuits which don't contain much nutrition. Thirdly, Don't clog up the train with luggage. If the train is full of bags and luggage, there's not much room left for people. What I mean from a nutrition perspective is that if we fill our diet up with fat, that's going to impact how our body processes carbohydrates. So, in summary, eat small regular meals and snacks every 3 to 5 hours. Focus on eating nourishing foods like fruit, whole grains and dairy, and minimise your intake of junk food. Hopefully, this will be enough to optimise your glucose levels to allow for a healthy pregnancy. If your glucose levels still aren't within the recommended range, the next step is to start measuring your carbohydrate intake using a calorie counting app. Then book to see a dietitian who can help you with your diet. As always, if you have any questions, please type them in the comments below. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you do so. I look forward to seeing you again soon on Nourish. You walk, think of it like this. You are crowding the platform. It must be time for all the jets. By gilding. To make